everybody! Welcome back. Oh my gosh, I just stepped on my scale. I'm gonna talk about this scale actually. Hey Iris. Iris is gonna join us. Gosh, if this isn't life with a 4-month-old baby, I don't know what is. I see all these videos of moms doing postpartum updates and baby updates, and they're just like perfectly blown out and gorgeous and have makeup on. And that's not gonna be the way this video is. I obviously don't have any makeup on, and my baby is sleeping in the nursery right across this wall here. And then my twins are with our nanny and they are going to the library. On Tuesdays, our nanny comes and takes care of the twins usually, and I spend that time with Eloise one-on-one. And I just felt like I needed that time bonding with her. She's 4 months old now. She's 4 months old as of yesterday. So that's the configuration we have. It's my one day off where I can spend it with just Eloise, and then eventually I feel like I'll either go back to work on Tuesdays or I can continue to use that time to spend one-on-one time with one of the kids. So we'll see how things pan out, and if I need to go back to work, I will. If I don't, I would love to have that time one-on-one with the kids. That's what's going on today. So I have my Tuesday. I have a lot of stuff on the agenda today. I have a lot of videos that I've been wanting to film for a long time, including this one. And this is my 4-month postpartum update, where I'm just gonna run through everything that's been going on since I don't even remember when my last postpartum update was. So I have some notes, and I'm just gonna start at the top and start going through what's been happening lately postpartum. The first note that I have, these aren't gonna really be in any flowy order. I just jotted down notes as I thought of things that pertain to this time postpartum. So the first thing would be my incision. So I can insert a picture here. Don't look if you're not interested in seeing a post C-section incision. So that's what my incision is looking like. It is so much better than it was when I was recovering from the twins C-section. And I don't know what to attribute it to besides bio oil. So I've been using bio oil, and if that wasn't working, I had a plan in place with my OB to go back and reassess and possibly use something stronger, a prescription steroid or something like that. Eventually, if that didn't work, then I would have done injections, but so far I think it's looking good. I do not scar well, and I think that's just my body. So anything that I can use to help the scarring process or the healing process, I'm gonna do it, and this seems to be working so far. It's still kind of numb, but not near as numb as it was with the twins postpartum. So it's really interesting how different that recovery has been. I don't know if it's the surgeon or I don't know, but that's what it's looking like. It's looking much better. If it starts getting worse, then I'll see my OB and see what else we need to do. I don't think I'm gonna be one of those women that has just a thin silvery scar. It's just not gonna be me. I think it's always gonna look red, somewhat inflamed, but definitely better than it was. Next is breastfeeding and like the engorgement that I was having early postpartum. That has been so much better. I think my milk supply has leveled out, which I knew it would. I'm finding that I don't have to do the Haka multiple times a day. I usually just do it like first feed in the morning. I'll do the Haka on the other side just to get both breasts empty, and that's only because Eloise is eating. She was eating 1 time a night. Now she's back to 2 times a night. So I'm pretty evened up by morning, but she was just eating 1 time a night from one side, and the other side I would have to Haka the next morning, and I was getting like 5 ounces. But now she's back to 2 feedings. And I don't know that I would consider the last one a feed, but more so like a snooze button feed or whatever they call that. It's usually at like 6:30 in the morning, and it gets her an extra hour of sleep. So that's how breastfeeding is going. She's a great eater. We got so lucky. We're so blessed with Eloise. She's just a really even keel, even tempered, happy. I'm gonna do a whole update on her, but just very happy, good eater, pretty darn good sleeper. We call her a dream baby. Not that if they're not a good sleeper or not a good eater, they're not a good baby, but anyway, we're very blessed. So for my emotional status, I feel like I'm doing good now, and part of that is because if you've seen any of our like decluttering series, I haven't filmed that in an organized manner whatsoever, so you would have just randomly caught moments of decluttering. But that's helping me a lot. With the twins and with Eloise, I probably hit my worst point of emotional status right around 3 months postpartum. It just seems like that's the time where my hair starts falling out and I get the most unstable emotionally, I guess. And I think it's more internal rather than external. Brad may disagree. But anyway, I don't know that it would have been something anybody else could have noticed, but it's just, I felt really unstable and stressed, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. It's not a good feeling. Anyway, I feel like I'm past that hump and I'm learning how to manage that. Hunger, I don't think I'm as hungry as I was with the twins, breastfeeding the twins. And that might just have something to do with the fact that I had a supply for 2 kids versus just 1. And so I'm not having to eat as many calories to keep up with that. But you can hear the twins in the background. So anyway, I feel like I'm at my normal level of eating, whereas with the twins, I was eating a ton at this stage. So that brings me to like a body update. It's really interesting. This pregnancy and postpartum has been really different from the twins. I gained a lot less weight. With the twins, it was my goal to gain a pound a week for the first 20 weeks or something. I can't remember what my goals were, but I was trying to gain as much as possible because that is proven to be directly related to the baby's birth weight. So it was my motivation to gain weight. And I even was behind in the beginning and it stressed me out and this and that. But with Eloise, it was kind of the opposite. I didn't want to gain too much, but I was so active chasing the twins. I just did not gain near as much weight with Eloise as I did with the twins. But then I've lost it more slowly. So I lost quite a bit right away. And then that last 10 pounds or so has been slowly coming off to where I'm at the weight I was before I got pregnant with Eloise, but my body's just different. It's like things are distributed differently, I guess. I just don't feel like with the twins, by this point, I felt toned and kind of back to myself. And now I feel like I have some work to do. And it's not just cosmetic. Actually, it's not cosmetic at all. It's more about core strength. I am lacking core strength, something fierce right now. And I think it's probably because I was pregnant. And then I had a year where I couldn't really, like when I got pregnant with Eloise, I was at a point where I really wanted to get some strength. And then I was pregnant with Eloise and all of that went out the window. And then now I'm postpartum again and it's been a whole nother year and I just do not have a core. My abs are separated. I have diastasis recti, is that what it's called? I have separation and my core just is not strong. And so it's causing me to have back pain. Like especially when I first wake up in the morning, my lower back is hurting and I just know I need to focus on strengthening my core. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out some type of regimented workout that I can do and like on certain days figure out when I'm gonna work out, when I'm gonna fit that into my day. And it looks different for every day because every day is different with work schedules and everything. I definitely need to incorporate more core workouts. You have to be really careful when you're postpartum on what core workouts you do because you can do ones that make your diastasis recti worse. So I just need to be really careful and do some research and figure out how I'm gonna do that. As far as the weight loss thus far, I can attribute it to 3 things, maybe 4 things. I think one of them is genetics. Genetics play a role in how quickly you lose weight or bounce back from pregnancy. It's dependent upon how much you gain and where you gained it during pregnancy. I think I gain a lot of water weight, so a lot of it comes off right away when I've given birth. So part of it's genetics. Another part of it is breastfeeding, no doubt. You burn a lot more calories creating breast milk, and actually you use more energy breastfeeding than you do to pump your own heart. It's just crazy. So that's part of it as well. And then the parts that I feel like I've had control over are working out, which I did some running because I was training for a half marathon. I don't think I'm gonna be able to commit the time required to train for half marathon. I think I'm gonna do, and Laurie, we're gonna do a 10K instead. Working out by running and also the Peloton. I just realized I'm wearing a Peloton sweatshirt. We love our Peloton. It's easy to just run out there and do a 20-minute HIIT workout, and that type of Tabata or HIIT workout burns calories for a really long time. So even if you only have 10 or 20 minutes, you can do something really effective that will keep your metabolism burning like the rest of the day. We love our Peloton. Brad gets up every day at 6:30 and rides it. I ride it whenever I can, which is very random. But it's just nice having it in our house where we can hop on and get a good workout. And then also I've been doing Weight Watchers. My mom and my Aunt Betty have been doing Weight Watchers forever, like as long as I can remember. And it's been really good about keeping their weight like in a healthy range. And if they fall off the wagon, so to speak, they just get back on Weight Watchers and get back to where they want to be. So it's been extremely effective for them. And I was just at that point where I was at the last 10 pounds or so, and I needed something to log what I was eating. I just needed to pay more attention to what I was eating, I think. And Weight Watchers really helped me do that. It doesn't just take calories into account, it takes foods as like a whole nutrition. So it takes carbs, fats, protein, and it allocates points to different foods based on how much of those things they have in them. So you're getting a balanced diet, but you also have the freedom to eat whatever you want as long as it fits into your points. So I've been doing that, and that has been making a difference. The first couple of weeks I did it, I think I had like 11 pounds to lose according to Weight Watchers, which I think some of their weight recommendations are on the low side if you have any muscle at all. So I just went with the highest weight recommendation for my height, and I had 11 pounds to lose to get to that. And I had, in the first couple weeks, had already lost 6 pounds, and I think I'm probably at my goal weight now, but I haven't been back to weigh in. So I do have an affiliate link in the description box below if you want to check out Weight Watchers. For keeping track of my weight, I've been using the Renpho scale. I love it. So I'm not gonna step on it for you guys, but it has these sensors on it, and you stand on it barefoot. The sensors actually measure different aspects of your weight. So how much of your weight is from water, muscle, everything, and it gives you a readout on your phone. So if you do go up a couple pounds, you can just look at your chart and maybe it's just water weight. It really is awesome because just a couple of pounds up can make a female feel really bad about themselves, and it just might be that you drank extra water, or you're retaining water, or you had a little extra salt, or you're at a different point in your cycle. All of those things can fluctuate your weight, so it's really nice to be able to look at it and see, oh, this weight is not from fat, it's from water or whatever. So check that out. There's a link in the description below. So lastly, as a postpartum thing that I'm doing finally at 4 months is starting to find a routine for myself. So that's looking like a morning and a night routine. And right now, all I'm really doing is like a regimented skincare routine, and that's something that's giving me just a little bit of self-love, I guess. So in the morning I try to wash my face, and then before bed I do a little routine with some creams and cleansing products, and that's just helping me brighten up in the morning and wind down before bed and keep that routine going no matter what happens during the day. I feel like that's been helpful for me and just kind of marks the beginning and end of my day, because with a newborn, as you know, sometimes it gets blurry on what's morning and what's night and what's going on, and especially in those earlier weeks. So having that like defined morning and night helps, I guess. That's where I'm at postpartum. I hope you enjoyed this. I really like watching these videos just to see there's a lot of variety of how you can recover postpartum, especially when you throw in like C-sections and natural deliveries and everything in between. It just can be very different from person to person how quickly and how well you recover. And so this is my story, and it may be better than some and worse than others, and that's okay. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button please, and subscribe if you haven't already. Look forward to a 4-month update for baby Eloise and some videos on how I've been going at decluttering my life. And we will see you next time.